face, it's all that's left of you. Backdoor things stormed out in a mood. Curtain call shows that you won't leave soon. Just gotta get your head in the right place. Alone, so you fake it. Come back, but you're not changing. I thought we wanted the same thing. I'm so tired of running, and all the hearts you're running. Another smile and apology. We all fake love the same way. Tell me what you really mean. I thought we wanted the same thing. Another lie to keep the peace. We all fake love the same way. A beating heart lies beneath your floor. Buried deep, the truth that you want more. I'll let you stay cause I'm lonely. Speaking soft, you say hold me. I fall for it every time. You always hear the same damn lines. We all fake love the same. Pretend to numb the pain. I'm so tired of running, and all the hearts you're running. Another smile and apology. We all fake love the same way. Tell me what you really mean. I thought we wanted the same thing. Another lie to keep the peace. We all fake love the same way. Another smile and apology. We all fake love the same.
Hello, everybody. Oh, I should probably put my colours on, shouldn't I? One sec. Because, guys, Manchester is blue. Oh, yeah. Manchester derby success. I feel like it's been a while. I don't remember the last time we won a derby. I feel like it's been a minute. We seriously didn't win one last season, did we? We lost and drew. Did we win one the year before? Did we win both? Either way, we didn't win one last bloody year, did we? So this is big. Excellent stuff. I'm a happy lad. I'm a happy lad. First of all, thank you guys for joining me on today's show. Make sure you're leaving a like on the video as you are coming in. We're going to do a post-mortem today, as always. Discussing the match, what we liked, what we didn't like, what did we learn, that sort of thing. Apologies if my voice sounds a little bit hoarse today. I was at the match, and of course there was lots of screaming and chanting and, you know, insults hurled at at United fans. So yeah, first of all, very upsetting news about, you know, Ricky Hatton. I don't claim to follow boxing, but I was aware that he was a City fan and a big presence in like the sporting community, representing City, of course. So we paid our respects at the match. There was lots of chants about, only one Ricky Hatton, that sort of thing. So first of all, it's very upsetting that he's passed away. As I say, I don't know anything about boxing, but that was just something to note. And the tributes today were very nice. So very. I was going to say it was a nice atmosphere in that, it was almost like, I don't know if the fans just seemed a bit more up for it today. And I wonder if that's partly informed by that. So that was just like a nice thing to note that happened there. Second thing to note before we touch on the match, just like on the topic of atmosphere, fucking hell, man, United fans were shit. Not being funny. They sung for, like, just before the match. They did like one song, and then there was just like silent for the rest of it. So, big up to the best away fans in the league at the Empty Had. Yeah, well done, guys. Well done. Big up. That's me being cheeky and naughty. But hey, you deserve it. So hold that for real. How are we all doing today, though? Chaps, welcome one and all. There's no Donnarumma haters here, Blue. I hope there's no I hope there's no City player haters here. That would be weird. We're all City fans. We should hopefully be liking all of our players. Yeah, we'll talk about Donnarumma. Absolutely, we will. I did what I thought was some funny tweets about that. Hall and Phone taking care of it again, says Zubair. yeah, we'll discuss at length. But my goodness, they were both excellent. Foden is oof, he looked good. Hello, Ian. I'm not a Donnarumma hater. Don't know where that's come from. You guys know I don't hate any of my players. I back them. Doku, insane performance. Absolutely, yeah. I thought he was great. Foden at left central midfield. Some still don't believe that that's where we'll see him best as AP, and he was fantastic today, wasn't he? In that left central midfield area, that was fantastic. Hello, Roland. Ian says Kusar and Nunes can hold right back for now. Foden was really good, Quan. Absolutely. Hello, is that the Phil Foden there? Hello. How are you doing? Love from Pakistan. Big up to you, Mohammed. Big up to you. They're empty around the 70th minute. We were chanting cheerio. Like the third went in. The killer, the dagger, whatever you want to say. Yeah, we've got the real Phil Foden in the stream. We love to see that. Yeah, James, I don't know if you saw my tweet, but I did leave a tweet about that, how I was very impressed with that. Yes, so let's get into it then, shall we? Let's get into it. So, I think there was like a Jack Gorn tweet or something that, it was something like, Pep's decided to change his like structure, something like that. I don't know. I will watch it again, so I will be doing like a post-match. I'll be doing a post-match analysis video that will come out tomorrow. So I will watch it again. It did seem like a very odd an on-ball shape. The off-ball was as you would expect. It was 4-3-3. It was my preferred midfield three: Reinders, Foden, and Rodri. Very happy with that. The on-ball, as I say, was interesting because Kusanov was obviously the right back, and obviously he didn't offer anything going forward. Why would you expect that? Bless him. I mean, you can tell that he's not used to taking throw-ins. It was quite funny. There was one where like he threw it, but it didn't even count as a throw-in because it went straight out. So that was really, really funny. Thank you very much, Sexiest Weeb Alive. Amazing name. I'll be doing a tactical preview for that one, mate. The only reason there wasn't a preview for the derby was because I spent so much time and energy working on the Donnarumma video to get that out. And then YouTube decided to copyright claim it. So all momentum for that video died a death. So that's a little bit upsetting because it was on course to be my best performing video. Fortune for you. Alas, the onion you are eating is someone else's water lily. So what is that saying? The grass isn't always greener. Is that basically what? That fortune? That's a really bizarre. That's a really weird fortune, man. Anyway, yeah. So at times it was sort of like I know Big Steve wanted that, so I'm sure he'll be very happy. It was at times sort of like quite a very standard like flat back four from City with O'Reilly and Kusanov basically just being fullback, but then. In other moments, like O'Reilly did push up slightly to enable Doku to drift a little bit more centrally into those half spaces. Kusanov didn't really push forward because we know it wouldn't be fair for him to do that because that's not really his game. So it was a really interesting setup, and I felt like it was quite fluid. Like I feel like at some points I did see like a 3-1, like a 3-4-3 diamond midfield. I think sometimes I did see more of a 3-2. I think sometimes I did see more of a flat 4. I will watch it again just to confirm all of that. But it was interesting to see. Now I wonder if it was just because we're up against United today. I wonder if that's why he's changed it, or is it because of the injuries? Or is it because, like, Aït-Nouri being injured? Or, as I say, is it just, like, Pep's not quite figured out what his preferred shape is? And maybe that's something that we are going to be looking into. Right, okay, I'm going to address something because this is actually frustrating me. Actually, no, it's not necessarily. Rajiv, first of all, are you being sincere, yes or no? Because I realise I made a mistake. because I can't tell if people are being serious through text. Let me know if you're being sincere, Rajiv. If you are, then I'll shout at you. If not, then I won't. Let me know. Let me know. We'll come back to that. Let's make one thing clear. Lovely that we won the derby, obviously. United are fucking dog shit. Okay, good. Good thing I checked then. I take that back, Raj, if I apologise. Because I was going to shout at you, but I can't tell if people are joking or not through text. So thank you for confirming. Thank you. Exactly, Mad Hatter. I can't tell. Because I'm used to dealing with a lot of knobheads on Twitter. Most of them are knobheads. So I basically always assume everyone's a knobhead. Unless I, know you or whatever. So there we go. I won't shout you then. I apologise. Yeah, United were properly dog shit, man. Really, really bad. So as much as I'm going to applaud basically every single City player today, let it just be known that United were properly garbage, and they didn't really ask us any questions of any area of the pitch. And I do, and we'll get into the off-ball shape, I do think that against better teams, we might, found out isn't the right term, but I basically just want to say that it's lovely that we won today. Of course it is. But I think a lot of that is because United were so absolutely honking dog shit. So, yeah, just want to caveat that. Because I'm going to say lots of nice things, but again, they were worse than Wolves, to be honest with you. They were really bad. They really did not ask us any serious questions at all. So again, I'm going to applaud everyone, but let's just bear that in mind, that we were up against proper dog shit opposition today. I don't know what the hell Amrim's still doing in that job. If someone can please tell me what was the, we'll get into City in a moment. If someone can please tell me what was the thought process of United's left side? What even was United's left side? Someone tell me who their main left outlet was. It seemed to be Dorgu, and he's shit. So, yeah, weird situation. But yeah, context is a thing, but I'm still allowed to applaud my players because they won 3-0 in a derby, and we've been struggling of late. So I'm gonna be a happy boy today, obviously. Where shall we start? Should we break it down to players, or shall we break it down to more first half, second half sort of thing? I feel like maybe we should. Let's look at players, I think, because I think that there's quite a few players that I do want to talk about. I think that might be quite fun. Might be better to do it rather than just talk first half, second half. So let's talk about the individual players then, shall we? And let's start with Big Dom. First of all, let's start with him, of course. I won't start with Phil, although I will say that he was probably my man of the match. Him or Haaland. Should probably give it Haaland, to be fair. But it's certainly between him and Foden, definitely. But yeah, let's start at the back, shall we? Let's start with Big Don. Now, for me, his second half was a lot better than his first half. And this will be a recurring theme with basically every single player that I touch on today. There were too many players in that first half. This is just a general sweeping statement. There were too many players in that first half who looked very off it, very rusty. As I say, the term I'd use is blunt, or they weren't clean enough in the touch, the pass, the decision making. And I'd apply that to basically every player on the pitch in that first half. Aside from Foden, who was, I thought, fantastic. I'd probably extend that to Doku as well. Yeah, Musty. Yeah, Bernardo was poor in that first half. And don't worry, I'm going to talk about good things in the second half more so. But I thought basically everyone was a little bit sloppy in that first half. I said I was going to talk about individual players, but I've somehow ended up talking about first half, second half. It'll be a mix. It'll be like a hybrid press. Yeah, we'll do a little bit of both. Kusanov, I think that everyone knows my thoughts on Kusanov at right back. I don't want him to be at right back like long term. I don't mind it sort of happening every now and then, like especially if we're in this situation where I'm not happy with Nunes, I'm not happy with Lewis. Like you might as well give it a go, even though everyone knows I'm not the biggest fan of that as a concept, or certainly not long term. I loved Kusanov's energy, especially in that first half. Like he was willing to go to war and big up because this is a derby. And there's been lots of fair critiques that City have been a bit soft in recent derbies. I feel like Kusanov is the guy that you want for these sorts of matches. So I loved the energy he was coming with. I loved his tenacity. I loved his aggression. However, in that first half, he was getting a little bit too. It was a little bit too up for it, wasn't he? Like the amount of fouls he was giving away in pretty dangerous areas. He did need to calm down a little bit. There were some moments, as I say, where didn't quite. I don't know what I'm trying to say here. Sometimes didn't seem to quite understand his role. That's what I'm trying to say. So I think sometimes he thought that the opposition was like higher up the pitch or something. Because like the amount of like, as I say, when he was like clattering into them like on the edge of the box, it's like, mate, okay, we need to calm it down a little bit here. But thankfully that didn't cost us. But moments like that have cost us and may cost us. For example, like against Brighton. No, oh, thank you very much. Abinab will get to that in a moment. For example, like the penalty stems from like Kusanov making a silly foul that he just didn't need to do, so he just needs to calm down a little bit. And again, like even somehow talking about Kusanov here, though I did think he played quite well overall. Again, the caveat is that he was up against your random football, by the way, is Pascal Gross. Speaking of Brighton, the caveat is that he was up against no left-sided outlet, so he barely had any proper defending to do. I still maintain my position that up against like a proper left-sided outlet, he will struggle because he isn't a right back. He just isn't. He is a centre back. We want him to be playing at centre back. But I thought with basically everything he had to do, he was absolutely fine overall. But yeah, the point I'm trying to say is in that first half wasn't clean enough from basically everyone. And shout out to Abinab for renewing your membership, by the way. Hope Foden's back to his best. Hope we get the win against Arsenal too, though the chances are very little. Yeah, we can maybe touch on the Arsenal game, but yeah, the form is definitely true. Absolutely. Thank you so much. You've gifted a membership to someone. Who got the membership? Ed's Mancunian Therapy. Ed, I want you to say a big thank you to Abinab. Yeah, let's get W's in the chat. Get W's in the chat as well for Abinab for gifting a membership. Thank you. That's very generous of you. There we go. Thank you, Ed, for that. There we go. Welcome to the Ultras Club, Ed. Courtesy of Abinab. Yes, so the first half, not clean enough. And this will, and we started. I will get this back to Donnarumma in a moment. Yeah, I think that it also happened in the second half, to be fair, but there were just a couple of occasions where the ball playing did become a little bit of an issue in that first half. There was one pass, I think, where he played it to Gvardiol. It got him in a little bit of trouble. It put City under pressure. They gave it to 80 United, and then Donnarumma ends up like putting out the flames, comes out, claims it. Comes out, punches the cross. So fair enough for putting out that flame. But again, it did stem from that moment. There was another one. Thankfully, again, nothing came of it. I think he's like trying to dink it to Doku, and it sells him short. It leads to a corner, and again he does well to come and punch that. So that's nice. But yeah, first half it was a little bit too sloppy from everyone. I'm including Donnarumma in that. It wasn't quite as tight as I would have wanted. Second half, of course, he had that fantastic save. This is what we know Donnarumma can be, as I outlined in my video. On his day, on his line, he can be the best shot stopper in the world. I maintain that position as well. And especially at 2-0, that could be a big momentum shift also. Because if that goes in 2-1, all of a sudden, City are now... They were in a position at that point where they could have made it 3-0. They could have killed the game. It's 2-1. You think, oh my God, here we go again. It's another piece of bullshit. But that didn't happen. And that was because of that really good save. So massive plaudits for that, because I don't know what like the XG on it would have been, but Mbumo gets a really solid connection on it. And certainly from my position in the stadium, it looks like a very impressive save, so very happy with that. But yeah, I think that what basically, and this is what I was saying earlier, I know whoever it was before was joking, which is fine, but lots of people haven't been joking. I need to address this right now because it's really frustrating me, to be honest. There are lots of people who like keep saying, so Nobbins, are you gonna admit you were wrong? Yeah, you Donnarumma hater. First of all, I don't hate Donnarumma. You haven't watched my video. The second thing to say is that game literally like summarized my thoughts perfectly. So if you're going to try to use a game to outline, are you going to accept that you were wrong? You can't use a game which literally proves my point. You know what I mean? You can't do it from one game anyway because it's a one-game sample size, but you certainly can't use a game that literally goes in accordance with what I stated in my video, which is that on his day, on his line, he can be the best shot stopper in the world, but he's not that good on the ball. So we're going to lose it. We're going to lose it a lot. And that's sort of what happened, isn't it? I'm still a little bit concerned, and it's a good thing. I don't really know what United are playing at. United didn't press us at all, which was very odd, really. Apart from sort of like, I want to say when we went 2-0 up a little bit more, and that is when we played a little bit more hoofball, to be fair. But they just didn't really press us, so no questions were asked of our build-up play, essentially. They realistically just let us do whatever we wanted, which is interesting. So, fair play. But sadly, that is not going to happen at Arsenal. They are not going to give us a second at all. I still have my concerns about how it looks against those better sides or the sides who will press us. Because again, it got a little bit too chaotic for my liking throughout the whole match, but certainly in that second half as well. The amount of times that we just seceded the ball to United. Thankfully, United didn't do anything with it, but it was just remarkable how willing we were to do that. And I feel like I don't know how like sustainable that's going to be long term. What ended up happening was we were basically just like he was trying to find Haaland from his goal kicks whenever he went long. When he went short, in that second half in particular, it was more so, Diaz and Gvardio literally took the goal kicks for him when it was short. When it was long, he tried to find Haaland, and Haaland was trying to pin himself on the fullback, well, I guess the wing back against United, which could definitely work in theory. But once again, it just makes it a second ball situation that concedes control. And again, it was a very chaotic match, and it was very fortuitous. Obviously, the Foden had a great game, and the Haaland had a great game. I do still wonder. I do still wonder about sides who actually will press us and actually will not be as shit in the midfield. Again, basically against sides where, can we afford to lose the ball here? That sort of thing. Because again, it kept happening over and over again. We kept seceding control. Thankfully, by that stage, we were 2-0 up, so it wasn't really a problem. But is it a different conversation if United engaged in their high press a bit earlier? That's something to note. So the performance literally reflected my analysis video. So to all those knobheads who were trying to point score after we've just won the Manchester derby, by the way, that's a weird thing as well. We've just won the Manchester derby, and these people's first thought is, oh, I'm going to see if I can go point score against Nobbins. That's really fucking weird. First of all, by the way, very odd to not just celebrate the victory. But secondly, the logic doesn't even work. Because literally it's a reflection of the video. Okay? That's out of the way. Can I now move on with my pathetic life? Thank you. So yeah, big up to Dom for the big save. Of course, it's what we expect of him. He needs to keep doing that, of course. We'll see if he can get rid of the monkey off his back of being inconsistent with the shot stopping. Hopefully that is the case. It will need to happen to make it justified. We shall see. We shall see. Hopefully that does indeed happen. Let's touch on the defence, shall we? Of course, the main event is the midfield and the attack. As Eden says there, Rodri, Reinders, Foden midfield. We love to see that. Nico O'Reilly had, I think that's probably his best game. Defensively, as a left-back, that is probably the best game I've ever seen him have. Can someone correct me if I'm wrong? I thought he was fantastic today because, as I say, that left side, they just... I'm going to have a look at the attack points from left and right. But my words, like, they totally abandoned the left, so they had to do something off the right. And I thought O'Reilly was absolutely fantastic in that sense. Because he was up against like players, he was up against Mbumo, and he was up against is it Ahmad or Diallo? Ahmad as well. So he had a lot of work to do in that sense, and I thought that he was really, really solid overall. Can't remember him making too many errors, if that many at all. If there was like an error or whatever, then his like teammates, like whether it was Doku or Foden, because Foden was that left central midfielder, they were onto him and they were able to overwhelm in respect to numbers. So I was really happy with O'Reilly's performance. So I think he deserves massive credit because he could have like gone this summer, couldn't he? He could have gone to Chelsea. Your random football Spartacus is Phil Jagielka. That's a decent pull. So I thought that he was really, really solid. I thought it was fantastic. He didn't offer as much offensive like support as I may have expected. As I say, sometimes he was no Musty, because Ahmad doesn't like to be called that name, does he? For reasons, so that's why. Like, I'm sure he doesn't like to be called Ahmad Diallo. He wants to be called Ahmad or Diallo, and I think it was Ahmad, wasn't it? So that's what I meant by that. Don't take me out of context, Musty. Yeah, don't take me out of context. Yeah, so sometimes he was like, just like in the flat back four. Sometimes he would push into the centre. Sometimes he'd give Doku a little bit of scope to drift into the centre back by pushing up to the left a little bit. So I thought O'Reilly had a really good game. Steady, solid, decent, very good defensively. More impressed with that than offensively, but hey, really good defensively as well. And I thought Kusanov, in a similar vein, had a good game defensively as well. I've touched on the concerns, Ari, the giving away the fouls, but and also the fact that he didn't really have like a proper attacker to deal with, but everything he dealt with, it was really good. So big up to him. Hopefully he can continue to do that. I still don't want him to play at right back because he isn't a right back. I want him to play at centre back, but maybe for some games that can be the case. Like if the bot's not working today, is it? Apologies. Maybe like that can be the case if you know that like the opposition are going to play a back five and their left wing back isn't that good offensively, then maybe you can actually justify having Kusanov in there. So that could be a thing, absolutely. Thank you so much, Spartacus. 10 months as a hardcore ultra, absolute mad lad. Thank you so much. The gamble we are doing is, will Donnarumma save more chances than he will create, and the regular chances that will happen? Today he did. Let's hope he keeps it going. Yeah, and that's essentially what I say in the video as well, isn't it? It's like, the question is the trade-off worth it? And if it's based off his career so far, then the answer is no. But if it's the Donnarumma who is that guy in the biggest moments and can pull off world-class saves, then it is worth the trade-off. And again, this is something I say in the analysis video. It's that it depends which version you're getting. If you're getting the one that is inconsistent, which is what he's been for, his career so far, versus the one in those key moments, you need the latter, don't you, rather than the former. Big up to Spartacus. For that, love that from you. Yeah, rest in peace, Ricky Hatton. Absolutely, mate. It was very sad. Very sad. yeah, so that's Kusanov. I don't mind him being used there in a pinch against shit teams like United when they have no left-sided outlet. That's fine. But for the majority of games, like where there is like a proper left wing, I don't want him there because again, he isn't a right back at the end of the day. Gavardo, Diaz, they were fine. They were steady. Don't really have a problem there. I thought they were chill. As I say, they took a couple of goal kicks for Don. I think they did basically everything they had to defensively. I thought it was fine. Essa, I did, yeah, and I tweeted about that as well. That was something I should have touched in the Donnarumma thing, wasn't it? I did a tweet, and again, something I touched on in the analysis video. Notice I'll keep referring back to this. It's a good video, guys. Go watch it. One of the things I said was like a great positive was how much of a leader and I don't know if orchestrator is the right word, but someone who will like guide the defense and he will shout at the defense as well. And there was like an exchange with him and Diaz in particular, where I think Donnarumma was basically saying to Diaz, "Why are you giving me that ball there?" Essentially, is basically what he was saying. So I really liked that from him. Again, there's another leader in there. As much as I like Ederson, he's got this sort of I'm too cool for school sort of demeanor. I don't know if you really need that when your defense is struggling. You do want more of a voice back there, and Donnarumma is certain of that. So again, just building on something that I mentioned in my video, I was really impressed with that. It's something you only really get to see, because I can't imagine that was really picked up on cameras that much. But in the stadium, it was really obvious. And also just like little random things, like you know how like Ederson would just like casually like walk around, Donnarumma, he's like doing star jumps and sort of like running around like left to right, like when the ball's in the final third. Yeah, which I think's like fun. I like that he's doing that. And is that like him just like trying to stay switched on and that sort of thing? I think it's going to become a fan favorite very quickly, because like the amount of times like he was like the amount of times that he was like, you know, bigging up the crowd as well and that sort of thing. So yeah, I think he's going to become a fan favorite in that sense very quickly if he continues like that. So that was a really nice positive thing to see as well. Again, another captain, another leader, lots of experience. Once again, that's a big positive of having him in the side, isn't it? So that's the defense and the goalkeeper. Let's get up to 200 likes, guys. We've got over 300 people watching, which is absolutely wonderful. Please get the likes in. Pay rent, pay rent, pay rent. Yeah? Yeah? This is not... I am a slum landlord, yeah? And this is not free real estate, this live chat. You gotta pay rent, you gotta leave a like, yeah? Or you're barred. You're barred, yeah? Hold that. Anyway. The midfield, let's touch on the midfield now. This is... Everyone knows this. This is my favourite midfield three. This is my preferred midfield three. It's what I have wanted since Reinders came into the side. I have been desperate for Foden to be at left central midfield consistently. I said that in order to do that, you would play Reinders right central midfield. Rodri obviously as the 6. That happened, and I'm very happy to see it. Now, sadly, 2/3 of that midfield was a little bit stinky. It was a little bit stinky. Now, I'll allow it for Rodri, because we've still got to give him time. Because, like, do you remember Van Dijk's season after his ACL? He was shit. Like, he was actually... It wasn't like, oh, he's struggling. No, Van Dijk was actually just shit the season following his ACL. Makes sense. It's very hard to recover from that sort of thing. So I'm going to give him massive time and breathing space to get back up to speed, because Rodri was very, very haphazard today. Very haphazard. There were some times where he was doing a lovely little dink to switch it to one side, and then there was some times where he was just like failing to do like a 6-yard pass. Like, I'm not being funny, but like Donnarumma pulled off better passes today than Rodri at times. I don't really know what was happening with Rodri. The first touch wasn't clean. Passing wasn't good enough. But again, as Nintendo says, absolutely. He's a little bit rusty. It's fine. I don't have a problem with that. I have less sympathy for Reinders, who was really, really bad, man. He might have been the worst player on the pitch. And it's such a shame because I love Reinders. Had a great start, but he struggled since. Excuse me. Now, once again, I'm just going to put this down to time, patience. He's coming from the Italian league. The pace is different. The tempo is different. The intensity and physicality is different as well. So in order to play a slightly deeper role rather than the one against Wolves, it's going to take some time, I think. And it looks worse that you've got Rodri, who is rusty from his ACL. You've got Reinders, who is trying to get up to the pace of the league and all that stuff. You've got both of those things happening at the same time. It makes it a very messy midfield. That's on ball and off ball. Yeah, but Kazoo, I agree with you. I don't think it's something to worry about. I think that it will be fine. It's something that they will iron out. For Rodri, it's just a matter of time to get over the rust. For Reinders, it's just a matter of time to get used to as I say, the different level of intensity and that sort of thing. I don't have a problem. I agree, Herbal. Yes, he's still a fantastic footballer, but it's clearly going to take some time to play in a slightly deeper area of the pitch. Because there were a number of moments where Foden did a really good bit of work for him, and then Reinders just twatted it out, and it's like, what are you doing, mate? And he should have scored a goal, of course. It will come with time for Reinders. It's not something that I'm overly concerned about. I have faith in Reinders. Another player who I've always had faith in and was not willing to write off after a subpar season when the entire squad was subpar is arguably the man of the match. I think Haaland was the official one. Foden, you could make a strong case for it, though. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my damn. Oh my goodness. We are going ham. Absolutely. Serrano ham, more specifically. He was really, really fucking good today. Really, really good. He looked fantastic when he came on against Spurs. Even only a 15-minute cameo and got injured in that game. But he was basically doing everything, I feel like, in that midfield. Off ball, I thought that he was, defensively, I thought he was great. I thought he was fantastic. I don't know the exact defensive stats, whatever, but I feel like the amount of times that he was intercepting, recovering, that sort of thing. Oh, the Nobbot is here. Thank you, Nobbot, for turning up, mate. Love that from you. Sort it out, mate. Sort it out. What are you doing? Where were you? Yeah? Yeah, so, on this is, the guy's not here right now. I don't know what his name is. He's got like an orange profile picture. Or is it green? I don't know. His name begins with a T. If I saw it, I'd know who it is. And this lad it's really funny how wrong he is. Oi, Musty. You know why I said that. His argument for why Foden shouldn't play midfield is genius. Like, no, it truly is like a different level of intellect we are dealing with here. His point, doing a lot of the heavy lifting there, was that, Foden shouldn't be being played in midfield because his recoveries numbers are low. Right, okay. Now, bear in mind that it looks like it's added. Quote add, isn't that right? No, it wasn't what... Okay, it doesn't matter. Anyway, I'm getting distracted. Now, bear in mind that the games he was talking about, that he was alluding to, were games where Foden was playing off ball, either out wide or as one of the strikers. Now, funnily enough, chat, if you're playing as a striker in a 4-4-2 or whatever, you are going to recover the ball less than if you were in midfield. Funnily enough. there is a reason why midfielders have the highest recovery data. It's because that's where all of the recoveries lie. So no shit, the recovery numbers weren't particularly impressive because he was playing as a winger or as a striker. I kept trying to tell this person all these things, but no, he wasn't having it. Well, today, 11. Yeah, that's what I thought. 11 recoveries today. It's almost as if you play a midfielder in midfield rather than at striker, and they're going to recover the ball a little bit more. 1 add 1 is 2. That's what he sound like. So next time I see him in the chat, yeah, you're getting named and shamed, yeah? You're getting named and shamed. So that's what we do on this channel. I shame everyone. Hold that. So yeah, Foden was fantastic. Off ball, brilliant. Even with the issues with Rodri and Reinders, I feel like he was the glue at times defensively. That, to me, is his best position. I don't really care as long as it's somewhere in the middle. I'm very happy that he's being trusted to play off-ball in midfield as well. Hasn't happened enough times in his career. Barely happened. I don't think it happened once last season, unless I'm forgetting. Unless I'm forgetting something there. But whenever he has done it off-ball, he's played well. So I'd be very happy for that to happen today. As I say, left to centre is where I've always said I think that's his best position. Whether that's as a 10 or an 8, don't really care. As long as it's somewhere left of centre, that's fine. That's his best position. And yeah, basically everything that he did today was wonderful. He's clearly got his confidence back as well, if that did indeed leave. He was doing Travellas today. He was doing like intricate little first touch footwork. He was... I mean, the technical ability for that second goal in particular was lovely, wasn't it? The dribbling, the drag backs, so just like everything, like those like first time volleyed crosses, switching the play. It was everything that you could have wanted in a midfield position. And the good thing is that essentially, we know that if you get Foden more on the ball, City do better. Because guess what, guys? If you get your best players on the ball more often than your worst players, you're going to have a good time and you're going to do a lot better. And Foden today, I don't know what his like touch map would have been, but I suspect a lot of it would have been deep because, again, I really like it when he's able to go deep and pick up the ball that deep and that sort of thing. So very happy with that. It's almost like Foden's a decent player, so Spartacus, yeah. Yeah, someone said the phone's not got an engine. I don't know where that's come from. Like, if you look at the pressing data, Foden's always topping. Foden's always topping the charts in respect of like City's pressing. So I think that's false. To be honest with you, yeah, he's one of our most energetic players. Yeah, 100%. I just fundamentally disagree that he hasn't got the engine. That's not the same as saying he's Baleba, but you know, it's almost like Foden's a decent player. Yes, indeed. I feel for Rodri, says Ian. He looked detrained with his performance coming off the second half. Yeah, it's Russ. It'll come with time. DJ says, think you're wrong about Kusanov right back. Well, he isn't a right back. That is correct. And I still have my doubts that he can play right back long term. We'll see. But I do not want him to be playing at right back. Certainly not against better sides. I've got it. Yeah. I mean, I did a tweet of it, so you guys can see it as well. Calvin Phillips better. I don't know what that's in reference to. What happens to Foden when Shoki comes back? What do you reckon happens? Do you reckon that we drop one of our best players? Seems unlikely. Seems unlikely to me. Yeah. Nothing will happen to Foden. He will continue to start, and Shirky will play with him, and City will look very lovely, I hope. Yeah, by far the best midfielder, absolutely, definitely. Foden seems to motivate Haaland with his pressing whenever Foden plays. You know what? That's a really interesting point, because there was a moment, I don't think it led to anything, but there was a moment where Foden was leading, so he pushed from midfield, and he was leading the press, and he was literally beckoning. He was going, come on, lads. Come on, the lads. Let's go. And you're absolutely right. Haaland did press thereafter, and I think maybe City won the ball from that. But yeah, that's a really interesting point that you raised, definitely. It's crazy, innit? It's almost like you have a subpar season when the whole squad is fucking subpar, but you're still a good footballer. Weird, innit? Those City fans who were saying sell him, like, you're just a moron. You're just a moron. You don't. And in fact, I'm gonna take your fan membership. We don't claim you. We don't claim you. We don't claim you. I love that Amrim chant, JB. Oh, it was great. I think it's like 2 or 3 months, isn't it? Something like that. Foden does just start, yeah. I don't know how many games we need to have for Foden being in the team and City being a better team for people to go, what happened? What about that? It's very odd that people keep questioning him. Once again, it's not a coincidence that whenever he plays, City look better. It's very odd. But there we go. Can Shaky play where Banana play? I don't see why not. I don't see why not. It's a thing. I'm loving today we can clearly see who does results-based analysis and who does actual analysis. No, indeed, Spartacus. Indeed. And we know we don't do that on this channel. We don't do that on this channel, do we? We don't do it. It's a thing. Lifted the whole team's performance. Yeah, definitely. Was our pressing greater? We now to shit in build-up. I don't think that we were particularly good off ball today. In fact, I'd say we were bad overall. But I think that stemmed again from a lot of like Rodri Reinders discussion. But yeah, United were proper garbage as well, weren't they? To be fair. Oh, that was a chance when Doku intercepted the pass. Oh, there you go. It did lead to something then. Great. BH, thank you so much for the super chat. What do you think about Shirky starting right wing? I'm not happy with the idea because he can play at right wing, but we all know that if you play him at right wing, he's just limiting him too much, I think. So I don't hate it, but he's not a right winger. He can play there, but he's not a right winger. It's like Kusanov. He's not a right back. If you want to play him there, sure, go for it. But you're not going to get the best version of Kusanov. It's like Shirky. You can play him at right wing, but he's not a right winger. You're not going to get the best version of Shirky at right wing. So, I would like it. If you are going to play him off the right, I would prefer it to be the right back gives him support. This is why we need to get a right back. That's why we need to get a proper right back who can actually push up and assist and help out. So yeah, big up to Foden. This is a really interesting point as well. Foden was commanding, very vocal. Even Peter Schmeichel was impressed by how he's coming into that leadership role. And he's getting on, isn't he? Yeah, he's 25 now? I know he's not part of the leadership group, but you would feel like he's surely got to get in that group at some point. I know that he's not like I don't think that he sees himself as like a captain sort of player. So maybe not, to be fair. But I'd like him to be in that leadership role because he could be here for like another decade, realistically. And he's already been here for 8 years at the senior level. It is a decade pushing it. Not really, to be fair. Not really. That would take him to 35. That could happen. So yeah, it's that's a lovely time had by all. So yeah, big up to Foden. Really, really happy. It's been evident since the Club World Cup that he's got his spark back. It's not my place to say. I have alluded to this before. It's not my place to say. There was a lot of stuff going on off the pitch with Foden last season, which I'm not going to get into because it's not my place to say. But there was a lot of shit that has now hopefully been resolved, and I think that maybe that has partly informed that spark coming back. The joy is back, or whatever Pep would say, that sort of thing. So that's really lovely. That's really lovely to see. And also, guys, just because TP Links mentioned the hair. His hair was fucking dog shit. It was horrendous. The shitty little bowl cut, no, hated that. His new hair, the glow up is unreal. So, big up for the hair, Foden. Big up for the hair. You know what I mean? Foden and Earl do love playing against United. You know, Foden has 7 league goals against United. You know what? Haaland has 8. He's 8 league goals against United. Do you know how many Wayne Rooney had in however many Manchester derbies he played? Far more than the two of them. 8. So Foden is 1 goal behind him in the Premier League. And Haaland has matched him in like 15 less Manchester derbies in the league. You know how insane that is? Do you know how mental that is? So yeah, big up. Big up. I think Wayne Rooney's the leader with 11 overall. Haaland's already on 8. He's so obviously going to blow that record out of the water. So yeah, that's excellent. Speaking of excellence, and a player who a lot of people have given up on, I'm not one of those people yet. I still see lots of value in him. Jeremy Doku was brilliant today, I thought. Oh, is brilliant too far? No, he was very good to great today. I can't say brilliant because I think Foden was brilliant. He was great today, I thought, overall. It's just, I know that you could say that he gets like the first cross wrong for the first goal, whatever, but like that is insane. Like there's not many footballers who can start from the position that Doku was in and then just like work their way through the entire United defense, get into the box and just create something out of nothing. Like, that's insane. That's insane. I don't really know how many players in the world can even do that, to be fair. And that's why I won't give up on Doku. I think I said it in my in the Chelsea analysis from the first game of last season, where like Doku started from, I don't know, like near the halfway line, and he ended up like right at the touchline. Because he's the only player in the world who can really go from there to there with that level of ease when it's working for him, obviously. And yeah, I thought today that he was fantastic. We know that he and Foden have a brilliant relationship. It seems that every single time they play together, they play well together as well. And we know what Doku needs. Doku needs players making box-crashing runs from the midfield. And we literally saw that with the first goal. That's literally what it was. If you provide Doku with those runs, then he's going to have a good time. If you give Doku options, he's going to have a good time. And he had a great time today. I know that, like, I think LB has rightly pointed out his concern. I think Doku's only got 1 assist to Haaland in their career so far, which isn't good enough. But it was so lovely to see that happened today as well. That he was able to set up Haaland as well. Nice relationship there. As I say, he and Foden have just like a really good connection and chemistry with one another. And yeah, Doku did cook Shaw, didn't he? Lovely footwork and he got into great position. Yeah, definitely, 100%. And that was the thing, yes, so Doku was primarily off the left, wasn't he? But there was clearly like a freedom to sometimes drift in centrally into that left half space, as I say, when O'Reilly push up a little bit. But yeah, there was also seemingly, that's how the first goal was scored, there was seemingly scope for him to also push into that right half space as well. Not necessarily right wing out right, but more so just like the right half space. So it was quite a fluid attack by City, really, because if your technical left winger is popping up there, it obviously makes it tricky with those rotations. It makes it tricky for United to deal with him. So that was really, really pleasant and really, really lovely to see. Very happy with Doku. Really happy for him. I'm not going to give up on him. I really, really like Doku. I still see value in what he brings City. There are concerns. We know he's not perfect. We know that he can do better in certain areas. AP's just said one of them. He does need to be better defensively, I think, in respect to the tracking back sometimes. I do agree that is sometimes something that has concerned me a little bit when I've watched him. But yeah, today he was great. Bernardo, bad first half, better second half. Not too much to say about Bernard. I'd rather like Bob just played instead of him today, to be honest with you. I know he got an assist, but I'd still rather Bob play there overall. Or even Shirky, as we were saying, but he's not a right winger, is he? And yeah, Haaland, who was probably the deserved man of the match, was absolutely mental. Could have made it 3-0 a bit earlier. ultimately did. There was a moment where he did like 4 defensive headers in a row in like the same phase of play. Don't know if you guys remember that. It was really funny. It was really funny to watch. Like corner came in, Haaland deals with it. Cross come in, Haaland deals with it. A pass in, Haaland deals with it. Another cross, Haaland deals with it. It was really, 6 clearances was it? Yeah, it was really funny. It's remarkable that he's so bad at offensive headers, and yet he's like a beast with defensive headers. I guess it's because all you really need to do is clear it away from danger, whereas with an attacking one, you need to be a bit more precise and measured. If it's just like, get that shit out of here, then he's up for it, isn't he? So yeah, fantastic defensively in that sense. Wonderful going forwards, obviously clinical in the end. Yeah, brilliant in defense, Louise, totally agree. And potentially a useful outlet if we are going to persist. This is something we touched on earlier with Donnarumma. If we are going to continue just twatting it up to Haaland, then his hold-up play will need to improve and get better therein as well. But I thought that was overall fine today in that sense. That's definitely an area he could improve on. But if we're going to try to pin the fullback with Haaland to try to get that territory, then that obviously relies on Haaland being that guy and that target guy as well. There we go. Can we duplicate Haaland and Gvardiol, says Matthew. Brilliant. Bernardo was ineffective. Yeah, not particularly great. Although he did get the assist. A fair play to him. He ran around a lot, which is nice, but yeah. It's obvious that this should be Bernardo's last season. That's quite obvious. Haaland had a really, really good game, excluding the goals. Yeah, definitely. Definitely, 100%. Totally agree, Musty. I wish Onana was there. It could have been 6-0, says Natanda. Yeah, genuinely, it should have been 5. It actually should have been 5. United were properly garbage. Properly garbage. Doku, very good provider today, but will say still would like to add more goals to the game. Definitely beyond Ultra, that can always happen. But hey, he's got his... was that his first GA contribution this season? And he got 2 of them, so he's already up and running. The target is 20. The target is 20. Is that in the league or in all comps do we establish? I think we established all comps. The target is 20 G&A, as they say. That is the target. He's got a 10th of it already. Let's get another 18. Let's get another 18, and then you'll have met, try to combine the words there, the minimum requirements that I am after. Like the video, guys. It's free. It helps. Hit like if you're not a fraud. Come on, guys. Come on, guys. Come on, guys. Savio came on. Yeah, I think AP mentioned earlier. Foden's Trivella to Savio was lovely. Good to see him still obviously in the squad. Came on left wing. I think he'll have a useful part to play this season. Of course, it's his first game of the season after the whole transfer debacle, so hopefully he's now just able to be properly reintegrated back into the side. Nico came on. He struggled a little bit defensively, got nutmegged one time, for example. But the game was done by then because, yeah, he came on after the 3rd goal was done. So we could talk about how, City seceded a little bit after the 3rd goal, but that's just game states. Like, we'd won the match by then, so it's not a problem. Didn't they have multiple easy high XG shots? No. Am I being stupid? What are you talking about? Am I being stupid? Hello? I mean, they had 1 shot in the first half, which was Sheshko from, like, outside the D. So certainly not the first half. The first shot of the second half was the 2nd goal. So 2-0. It should have been 3-0 because Haaland missed a 0.92 XG shot. That is more likely to go in than a penalty, by the way. A penalty. So it should have been 3-0 then. United shot 0.02 XG. And then thereafter it was 3-0. So no, They did not have multiple easy high XG shots one after another. If they did, they were 3-0 down at that point. So no, Absolute Marine. They could not have easily drawn or lost this. I don't know which game you think you watched, but it certainly wasn't the one that was broadcast today. United's best effort in respect of XG was 0.58, which came in the 84th minute, which Mbumo missed. So, and then there was an 85th minute one, 0.47, but again, it's 3-0 down by then. So, you might need to research what game state is. Thank you for your comment, though. We did, yeah, we definitely played back 5. Juventus and Benfica are interested in Bernardo, says Natando. Fez. On target 0.03 and 0. Yeah, they're not high XG at all. No, he didn't, Marine. No, he didn't. He had like one. Donnarumma made like one save. What are we doing here? The vast majority of United's chances came when they were 3-0 down. What is this rage bait? Are you the masturbator? Is that what's happening right now? What is going on? What's occurring in the world? United fans should be fooled by XG, the amount of shots they had. Yeah. It's lovely that you're able to generate 1.48 XG. But guess what? Basically all of it came when you were 3-0 down. So of course, City don't really give that much of a shit. Because they're 3-0 up. The changes have been made. The game was won after the 70th minute. So who cares? They weren't going to throw away the lead. You're not Feyenoord, yeah? You're not Feyenoord. You ain't like them. You ain't like them. The Rhinos chance to... Yeah, it should have been 5 before those chances even materialised that we were talking about. Goodness me. Yeah, love that. I didn't see that personally because obviously I was going to say, but that's lovely to see, yeah. Moo was never going to score that either. It was a rocket pass. Yeah, exactly. Exactly, IDK. Exactly. Donnarumma didn't need to do much. Yeah, he had that one moment where it was a great save, but apart from that, he didn't do anything. I don't know where it's coming from that Donnarumma saved us from that. So we'll be having less of the, it could have easily been a draw or a loss. No, it fucking couldn't have. No, we were 3-0 up before anything of note happened with United. So we're not going to be having that. Thank you very much. Overall, obviously happy with the results. We will face tougher tests. This was only United. That is fair to say. We will face tougher tests. Massive one of those now is Arsenal away. And it's going to be so fascinating to see if we approach the game in the exact same manner. Do we keep a clean sheet with Trafford today? I mean, I would argue that Trafford's save against Brighton was harder and more impressive. So I don't see why not. To be fair, like if we're saying like would Trafford save that, I don't see why I wouldn't save it. Because the one against Brighton, I'd say, was even harder. So yeah, I don't see why not. Yeah, definitely. Think Kusanov deserves more playing time. I really like Kusanov. I really like him. Needs to tighten up though, but I like him a lot. Of course, Yazan. Yeah, of course. He had the game that I would have expected him to have. He wasn't good on ball. He made a great save. That's the sort of game that I expect. For me, that is best case scenario for like a great Donnarumma performance. Because I know the ball playing's not going to be good. But guess what, guys? I'm not going to have a go at Donnarumma. And this is, again, something that's really pissed me off. I'm sorry if I ranted a lot today, but I need to address this as well. Someone left a comment or something saying, oh, I bet that the first Donnarumma passing error he makes that leads to a goal, you're going to be all over that. No, I'm fucking not. I tell you who I am going to be over. Pep Guardiola. It's not because Donnarumma is what he is. We all know that. You can't judge him in respect to ball playing because he's not a ball playing keeper. It wouldn't be fair to do so. Now, I will be judging Donnarumma on his traditional goalkeeping aspects, but if he makes an error playing it out from the back, I don't give a shit. That's not his fault. That's Guardiola's fault. If he makes a mistake playing it out from the back, why is he playing it out from the back? Why have you put him in that position? So I will not be blaming Donnarumma for anything to do with ball-playing errors. Because that's not why we signed him, guys. Not why we signed him. So if he makes an error, I don't give a fuck. I'll be blaming Pep, not him. Let me make that known. I'll be the biggest defender of him in those moments. And when that moment happens, come back to my channel and see how I react. And see what I say. Yeah? Absolutely Blue Lock, yeah. Thank you very much, Faisal. So what he said on the pitch today. Yeah, definitely. Like, today's performance was just like the perfect embodiment of what he is. Definitely. Someone says, if we play like this against Arsenal, defend well, hit them on the counter, can we get those crucial 3 points? I don't think so, Sonny. I'd be very concerned if we played like we did today against Arsenal, because if we try to go blow for blow, second ball for second ball against Arsenal, we are gonna have a bad time. We are gonna have a bad time. Because as much as I've just like applauded like Foden's work off ball, and as much as we know what Rodri and Reinders can be off ball, have you seen their midfield? They are gonna eat us up like a little Haribo sweet. Yeah, more please, like that. With Rice, with Moreno, with Ødegaard, with if he's available, I don't know if he's available actually. To be fair, with who else is there? Who else is their fucking midfielder? Zubimendi, that's the one. We are going to get eaten alive if we try to play midfield chaos ball. So it's going to be a really interesting one. It's going to be a really interesting one. How do we avoid that? If Arsenal press high. I don't know what the answer is. You probably... Here's something that's interesting. That I've just thought of now. You know how, like, one of my main concerns is what I've just said there about you don't want it to turn into a second ball match. And it's not... And this is the case. But it's a little bit... It's sort of half mitigated if you pin Haaland on the fullback, because then at least if you lose the second ball battle, at least you lose it out wide rather than in the centre, which is obviously worse. So yeah, that's a thing, isn't it? But either way, it will ultimately come down to a second ball midfield battle if we just hoof it. And we know how good Arsenal's defenders are aerially as well, with Gabriel, for example. And Calafiori is a left-back, but he's actually a centre-back. So I wonder, like, we could, like, I guess, stick Haaland on Timber, see what happens there. Because I expect Haaland to win that. But again, you're looking at the seconds. Rice will try to clean up. Zubimendi will try to clean up. Moreno will try to clean up. So if we play like we do today, I think we will get shafted, to be honest with you. I think we will get shafted. We'll see, though. We'll see. I would not like to repeat this game model against a better side. Again, United are shit, so I don't mind doing it against them. I think if we turn up against Arsenal like we did today, I think we're going to have a bad time, personally. Is there a world where Silva leaves in Jan? Because a Benfica president seems pretty sure about that. I've no idea, I don't know what the rumours are, to be honest with you. No, Mr. A, I hope not. We will be streaming that game. It is, Yazan. It is. And that's fine, but we have to sort of accept it. We have to sort, as I outlined in the video, we have to accept the weak, in the same way that Enrique accepted the weakness for what it was, in the same way that Pep seemingly has today accepted the weakness for what it is. And I think fans just have to accept it as well. It doesn't help to do a tweet saying, oh, after his game against Estonia, and going, oh, I thought that his distribution wasn't that good. I thought it was bad. Like, you're not helping him. You're just setting him up for failure, and it's not fair to him, to be honest with you. Yeah, absolutely, Herbal. Yeah, definitely. Good lord, we had to win today. We had to win today. Otherwise, I don't even know. I don't even know. Passing after the back's been poor for a while, says Normski. It's been bad this season, that's for sure. I don't think I agree, to be honest, Jamie. Yeah, that interaction was mad, wasn't it? Mad. Madness. If Don didn't say that, it becomes 2-1. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's what we said earlier. Arsenal practically built a team to win second balls. Exactly. If player with like we did we get bum-fisted. Yeah. Zuby do indeed. If Arsenal press high, City should outnumber Arsenal players in their own half. That way they'll have more passing options to play through their way to press. Sure, but then it just becomes a second ball battle, doesn't it? And we know that I don't know what we are now, but before today's game we were bottom of the league table in that sense. Docket here was absolutely Colin. Bernard shall not start as HSV. Do we lose against the rest of the big six if we play like today? I think so, yes. Okay, I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt. Are you being sincere? Yes or no? Because someone was joking earlier, and let me know. Are you being sincere or not? If you're being sincere, I'm going to shout at you. If you're not, I'll let it go. Let me know. Let me know, Director 101. Do we have to resort to a back three in possession, says Faisal. And we sometimes did today, didn't we? In fact, that did seem to be the main. So I guess we would have to, because if you're playing, let's say Ait Nori was in today, and you have Gvardio, Diaz, Kusanov. The question is, where's Kusanov going in a 2? I think the answer is nowhere. So I think it has to become a 3 realistically, as we saw today for the most part. So yeah, pretty much. And I wouldn't be against this because everyone knows that I actually I prefer a 3-2 to a 2-3 in general. I do think that this squad is built more to be a 2-3, but generally speaking, everyone knows that my favourite shape is a 3-2-5. You know, what won us the treble, basically. So let me know. Director, are you being sincere? I need to know. I need to know if you're being serious and sincere, or is it a joke? Let me know. If I don't get an answer from you, I'll assume you're being sincere, and I'll have to shout at you, I'm afraid. I'm gonna have to shout at you. You know what I mean? No, Yazan, no. We're not doing this. We're not doing this again. No. Passing accuracy, no. No. Please, no. Yeah, so it was just a... So first, it was very annoying because I had to... Because normally what I would just do is I would blur out the sections. So when you upload a video, I'm still waiting on Director 101. Don't go anywhere, guys. I'm still waiting on Director 101. Normally what happens is you upload a video, it doesn't auto-check. It doesn't auto-check. And it says, you know, this was picked up by the auto-flagging system. That always happens. Like 5 clips got picked up. So I go back, I re-edit it, do clever editing stuff to make it so that it is there. And what? And what? I feel like you're baiting me here, man. I feel like you're baiting me. There is no way that you watched today's game and concluded that the long balls were good. There's no way you're a human being that's alive on this planet right now. Why can't we just be honest? There's no way you are a functioning human being. I'm not having it. Surely. You're not being serious. I'm going to go insane, man. I'm going to go fucking insane. Why can't people just be honest? I don't get it. Accept a player has weaknesses and move on. Anyway, back to what I was saying. It does like an auto run of the video. I upload it, and then like 5 or 6 hours later, after it's uploaded, and here's the thing, guys, don't want to blow my own trumpet here. That was due to be my best performing video in however long. The YouTube thing even said, your subscribers are watching this video more so than your other videos. It was going to be my best performing video in like months, yeah? It was going to go very well. 5 or 6 hours later, I get a message from YouTube saying that, video has been blocked in France. And it was because of it was a really weird clip as well. It wasn't even like a goal or anything. It was a moment from Ligue 1. I was like, okay. So I go into the YouTube studio, put the blur on that section, da-da-da-da-da-da-da. As it's processing, I get another notification saying video blocked globally because I used that Marmouche goal from the Edison assist. And now, and I tried to blur that out as well, but it is still processing right now. So I don't know what the fuck happened there, but I was like, okay, sack this off. I'll just do it again. And then I re-edited it about 5 or 6 times because every single time it uploaded it, it found a new little clip, usually from the Champions League. It was getting very arsey with me. So that's what happened. So now, sadly, the video's not going to do as well as it could have done because obviously my subscribers have watched it. Therefore, that's telling the YouTube that, no one wants this video. So there we go. So that's the state of play. That's the state of play. Right. Okay. So that's not when no one's having a conversation about whether it can be better or whether it can improve. Yes, it can improve. The discussion is, was it good today? Yes or no? And the answer is no. And you kept saying yes. And there's no way that you are real if that's what you believe. Surely not. I don't know what the fucking data is. I don't need to see what the data was from today. It was bad, okay? We went long all the time. We lost the ball. We didn't win the aerials. If we did, it fell straight to United. Just accept it. Please. In fact, I'm going to look. I'm going to look. And I don't even believe in passing accuracy because it's a wank stain of a fucking stat. Oh, they're at 6 out of 19. So a 32% rate. And that's good. Is it? No. Right, I need to shout at someone now. I need to shout at someone else now. And then I'll end the stream. I think LB might be live. Or is going live soon, so I'll redirect you after. This will be the last thing I have to say, unless there's any final questions. Let me know. We've been live for around 90 minutes, which is about right. Where are you? Where are you, director? Where are you? Okay. Okay. How? Tell me how. Can anyone tell me how here? Please. Please, how? In what world is first of all one game where a really good save is made, and I say that he's capable of that, and he's not very good on the ball and gives the ball away a lot? That happens today. That happened today. What happened today that went against my video? Tell me, Director 101, please. Yeah, come outside. Stand on business, or whatever they say, yeah? What we're not going to do is lie and say that I ever said that Donnarumma was shit, or that Donnarumma is trash, or that Donnarumma can't save shots, or that Donnarumma can't complete 5-yard passes. We're not going to lie on my name. That's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Next time I see you in this chat, I'm going to be bringing this up. I remember shit, okay? Absolute Marine, shut up. Shut up. He did, to be fair. Absolutely he did. Absolutely he did. And I was very happy with that because that is a weakness in his game. It has been getting better. And I said that in the video as well. To be fair, the past couple of years, it has been getting a lot better. So fair play. It was shit. For God's sake, Yazan, just fucking accept it and move on. You're boring me. Christ. How is it not shit if the ball goes to the fucking opposition nearly every single cunting time? How is it not shit if a centre-back is taking the goal kicks for him? Like, why can't we be honest? Why can't we be honest? I don't get you. I don't get you. I don't get you. I don't get you. I'm going to go insane. I'm going to go insane. Please tell me that this is not going to be the story of this season. Please tell me this is not going to be the story of this season. If it is, I'm checking out. I'm checking out. I'm not doing this. I'm not playing this game. I'm not playing this game. It's not happening. I'm not doing it. I'm not engaging. No. Anyway, guys, on that note, I'll redirect you to LB. Because he is live, is he? Yeah, he looks like he's live with Danny, Tariq, and Jay. So let me redirect you now. Okay, now I know you're just rage baiting, but I think you were being serious before, to be honest. This is just rage bait, but I think you were trying to cover it up. I think before you were being quite serious. It wasn't bait before. Now he's baiting because he's realised he's wrong, but I'll tell you right now, he was being quite serious before. He was being very earnest. No, we're not doing this. You've been exposed and you're trying to say a really mental thing now. Because you've been exposed. No, we're not doing it. I was just joking. No. No, you weren't, Sunshine. I'm not having it. You've been caught. Accept it. Accept it. He was good today, IDK, but once again, his career has been not good at claiming crosses and not good at claiming corners specifically. That is based off his career so far. And in an analysis video... Yes, that's what I thought, Yazan, that's what I thought. And in an analysis video, all I can do is base off precedent. And off precedent, he has been bad at claiming crosses. If that improves, then that's great, but that doesn't change the past. And that's, again, as I said, that's all I can really base it off. Okay, I'm going to redirect you guys to LB. Let him know that Nobbins sent you, of course. Hashtag Nobbins Raid, you know the drill. There won't be an Ask Nobbins tomorrow, but there will be an analysis, a post-match analysis. So that will come out tomorrow, and I guess Ask Nobbins will be after, the day after that. So stay tuned for the post-match analysis. I'll rewatch the game. I will, goodness me, I will see if I can discover anything else from it. And I will report back with that analysis video as I say. Thank you guys so much for watching and joining today. Manchester is blue. Big up. Have a lovely rest of your evening. And I'll catch you next time. Bye-bye.